Okay, so second episode of our sentence mining journey. Close to a month in, I think maybe 3 weeks. Just some small things that I want to update since my last kind of impressions video. So if you haven't seen that, basically I'm using Language Reactor Pro primarily to sentence mine for learning German. I'm like an advanced beginner, I would say, in German. Some things that I've noticed, I have mainly been focusing on mining from Netflix because I do really like having the native audio, and I also really like having the pictures. I have no problem mining from like podcasts, but I've just been kind of exhausting what I want to watch on Netflix first because it makes it feel a lot more like I'm watching a little movie or something while I'm doing my cards. I have still been really enjoying doing the cards. It's the vast majority of days, it does not feel like a chore at all, which is shocking to me. Again, no promises that will continue forever, but for now, I will take it. A few minor quibbles with the subtitles. You know how on Netflix, usually a dubbed show, they will have subtitles and the dub, but they don't always match. But usually if the subtitles say CC, they do match because that's like an accessibility thing. Like saying closed captions means it's supposed to, at least within the realm of possibility, match what's being said. So a lot of shows on Netflix actually have CC for even dubs if it's like a really popular language, a popular show. Like I think that it has gotten much better in that aspect over the past couple years on Netflix. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Language Reactor doesn't always recognize that the subtitles are CC. And I don't know if it has some internal check to see if it matches enough. Like, I don't know if it has a threshold that it's checking for, or if it's just not recognizing that it's CC. I don't know why, but it happens. Sometimes it does not recognize it as matching. And if it does not recognize it as matching, it gives you a little like error message basically, and you can still watch it and you can still use Language Reactor totally fine in every way, except that if you save words or phrases from it, it does not give you the native audio because in its mind, I think, it doesn't match. So they're not giving you the audio because it doesn't match. So they're doing the text to speech so that you will get what it actually says. But the vast majority of the time, the audio would have matched anyway. So that is something that does annoy me because you can use their subtitles instead. You have the ability for a lot of shows to use something that it's called ASR, which is where they have regenerated subtitles using like Whisper or whatever. But they just aren't as good as CC in my opinion. Like I guess it depends on what you're prioritizing. I don't know if they match better or not, but they are not as complete. Like, you know how subtitles on Netflix will usually translate text on the screen. If it's CC, it says like what you're hearing, you know, like the sound effects and stuff like that. It will include subtitles even for things that are like just kind of background. Like if someone's having a conversation that's really low, you still get the subtitles for it. Whereas ASR, it's just a lot more gaps, a lot more things that don't get subtitled. You're not going to get any subtitles for anything that's written on the screen. So sometimes I find myself like, wait a minute, I want to know what that text message said on the screen. And so I will turn CC on and like look at it. But anyway, so it's fine. Like it's not a deal breaker. I can use the ASR ones and it's no problem. But I just wish that didn't happen. Minor quibbles, as I said. And then another thing, many people have requested the ability to save specific phrases by highlighting. That is something that I really wish they had, but they do not have yet. You can either save a word or you can save the whole subtitle. You can't just save like, a 2 or 3 word phrase from within it. I think that would be really good. But overall, I still love the way that they make the flashcards. I do think it would be really cool if you could customize them within Language Reactor, because right now you just export and it defaults to a close, empty close for a word. Like it just replaces the word with 3 dots. And for the whole phrase, it replaces the phrase with the translation. And those are your only options. But that's still way better to me than the alternatives because you get the context on either side of it, which is something that I think Yomitan cannot even do. It can do close cards. I just couldn't figure out how to do it. I did download it, and I have started using it for making shadowing cards in Spanish, although I'm still perfecting that for sure. But I could not figure out the close cards, and I was like, this is not that serious. Like, I can just use Language Reactor because, again, I prefer to have the context. Like, Language Reactor will show you the sentence that came before and the sentence that came after, and Yomitan doesn't even export those, so I don't think you could make those cards like that. So it's fine, but I think it would be great if they would let you make like advanced cards where you see less of the translations or stuff like that. You know, like I think customization of the Anki export would be really, really cool. You obviously could do that. Like you could export to Excel and make the cards yourself, but I don't want to do that. I'm totally fine with the way that the cards are done automatically. I think it's the best version of the automatic cards that I could ask for, but I think it would be fun if they offered customization in the future. Something that does annoy me is that you can't make multiple flashcards of the same word. So the way that it imports to Anki, the like unique phrase is the word itself. So like it's not saving it under, for lack of a better word, the entire subtitle or whatever. When you save just a word, it's saving it under that word. So if I make a flashcard with like ganz, if I then in another subtitle unsave that word and resave it to try to make a second flashcard for ganz, it will overwrite my old flashcard. So I think it would be really cool to be able to make multiple of them. Again, this is something that you could do manually if you just exported it and then like edited something and then added it to Anki, but I don't want to do that. So I think it would be cool if you could do multiple subtitles. Why do I keep saying that? If you could do multiple flashcards for the same word, because there are probably many words that either you need more reinforcement of them or there's multiple meanings for this word depending on context. But right now I mostly just try to find it. If I already have a card for the word itself, I try to find subtitles that work as phrase cards. So like not all subtitles are suitable for being a phrase card. If it's like 16 words long, I'm obviously not going to remember that. But if I can find it being used in a phrase that's like, 6 or 7 words long, I'll just try to save the phrase and then I can have as many as I want. But again, something that I think ideally wouldn't be that way. But again, like I said, overall, things are going well. We'll do a little tour of my Anki, I guess. So I did change some minor things. Known words in green. Words that I have saved already are purple with the box around them. And then suggested words, like this. Where did you go? Suggested words are blue. So the way that it works is like obviously these green words, it assumes you know them unless I have specifically gone in and saved them to learn. So it thinks that I am somewhere around 800 words known, which I think seems roughly right because there's definitely words in here that I don't fully know yet. A lot of these I do now because I've had cards for them, but then there are also plenty of words above here that I do know. So yeah, somewhere in between like 800 and 1,000 I think is probably right. You can adjust how many blue words you want, how many suggested words you want. Right now, I really like it. I almost always feel like when I see a blue word in the subtitles, I'm either like, oh yeah, I know that, or like it makes sense as a word to know. I almost could add a little bit more. I don't want to increase, so you can do suggested to known words ratio, and I don't want to increase that more. It's already at 1 times, which sounds like a lot, but it doesn't feel like a lot in the subtitle. It's like, it's fine.
Nein. Und jetzt setz dich hin.
Okay, so yeah, the white words are ones that it thinks that you don't know, but also aren't suggested. So yeah, anyway, so we can look at my Anki. I did change just the front part here. I didn't change the way that it looks within the cards because I think that's kind of distracting. But the add-ons that I have, Anki Connect just works with Yomitan and ASB Player to make custom cards. The way that you change this is custom background image and gear icon. I don't think you can even see, but my gear icon is a little cat wearing sunglasses. But mostly I just wanted to change the background image. Mini format pack lets you change the way your cards look. I haven't really experimented with that yet. Bullet points and stuff like that, which, you know, you can tell I was venturing into like the med student side of Anki instead of the language learning side. Puppy reinforcement. I'll show you. Recolor again just lets you like change these, like the color formatting. And then review heat map. I already had that one, but that's this thing. So yeah, that's what I have. There are so many add-ons. Like there are full-on games in Anki add-ons. Like you can have farms, you can have Pokemon things. There are so many things that are possible. In the add-on world, I, for now at least, am keeping it basic. But so I will show you the dog one because it's so cute. Okay, so I do still have my new card set to 10. I did decrease it for a little while, but now that like not all of my cards are new, it's not taking me quite as long. Like I still think most days are taking me like 20 minutes, because when almost all of my cards were new, then they all took a long time to learn every single day. So I was nervous that I was getting too much, but I think it's okay. Because now I'm getting a lot more cards that like I know right away. Also, I'm getting better at picking which sentences to mine. So anyway, also I stopped watching this show because it's garbage. It's super entertaining, but I didn't know that it was really problematic when I started it. But anyway. The fuck? Where are my puppies? I have to see if we can see them in this one.
No le vino
There we
natural.
go.
O sea, porque pues no.
Okay, so it gives you little inspirational messages and cute dog pictures. So anyway, that's how things are going. Good, I would say. I'm very interested to see if I keep enjoying it or if I do start to dislike it at some point. But yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with where we're at for now. I am interested in how the shadowing cards go, and that's something that like as of right now I don't see myself doing that like every day, but maybe if I set my daily really low, then it won't matter if things like kind of pile up. I don't know, we'll see. Appreciate everyone who has weighed in about other tools and everything, and I'll see you in some long future time for another update, I guess. Tschüss.